My name's Elliot Johnson. I'm 23 years old and I live in Newcastle. I remember way back in 2003, I saw a documentary called Jump London. My friend showed me it and we used to go out and do parkour and just play in the streets and stuff. A few years later, in 2005, I saw the follow-up documentary called Jump Britain, and it just made me love it even more. I've always been a person who's very active. I've always been good at climbing. I've always been full of energy, and I saw the documentary and I just thought it was the coolest thing in the world. I wanted to just do it straight away. It wasn't like a thing where I was, I might try that. I was like, yes, that's for me.
Hello, my name is Stephen Walker. I'm from Johannesburg, South Africa. I got into parkour through a variety of different ways. First one, I went and met a friend down in London, and this was back in 2008, maybe a little bit earlier. We just jumped for fun. I only when I got back to South Africa did I pursue and look at what it was actually called, and I found an organization called N.E.P.K Josie, which is Parkour Johannesburg. We went and we trained and I met them. So starting from ground level, you already had a set number of guys who were very good and let's say well-rounded practitioners, and I continued from there. Newcastle parkour, it's a lot newer, right? It's younger. In terms of the people training in South Africa, we had people who were a lot older. They had been doing it for a lot longer. So you had, let's say, a wiser outlook. There was a greater approach at refining the movements, at practicing the small stuff, get the small stuff down and then think about making it larger. Coming to Newcastle and the community in Newcastle, which is quite young, it is very much a foundling, let's say, organization. So you have a great push on doing the bigger things, make the things big and wow, because that's a lot what people nowadays want to, they look at, they think, wow, that's cool, we do big tricks, we do big jumps, right? Big jumps and big movements, if done well and executed properly, are going to be twice as impressive. But then again, people on the street will only think about, can you do a backflip, can you do this, can you do that trick, and don't actually appreciate the movement as a whole. So yeah, South Africa's older, Newcastle new, a little bit of a mixed feeling.
The community side of it, everybody, the whole philosophy behind it is that everybody's really inclusive and that we all train together, and it's made me be a more positive, outgoing person, definitely.
My name's Connor, I'm from Newcastle. I got into the Newcastle parkour community just through my friend Craig, who got me involved, and just been training since, basically. Long story short, I used to do a different sport and I was terrible at it, so decided to research something else, which was parkour and freerunning, and I found out that my old friend from primary school used to do it as well. So basically met him, got into it, and I've been training now for 8 years. I met Elliot in France. We've got an old timer.
When we were going down the stairs, we're alone down there.
So it's always happened.
We're not allowed down here. So what's just happened is we've had a member of the security team come over and just tell us we have to move on. It was a perfectly pleasant interaction. It doesn't happen often, but it will happen from time to time. You'll get security or a member of the public come up and say, this is private property, you can't be doing jumps and stuff here, because if you hurt yourselves, we're the ones who are liable and stuff like that. Just, they're only doing their jobs, and they're polite to us and we're polite back, and they understand, so it's normally a very pleasant interaction. It's really important to present yourself well to people who ask questions, or say if someone does come try and move you on, you be as polite and respectful as possible, and then hopefully they'll treat you in the same manner. Just a basic human interaction, polite, and then you'll get reciprocated that politeness. can't think of many reasons or negative effects that parkour has on you. It's also very good for your mental strength as well, because a lot of challenges you'll struggle to do in your mind. You'll think, oh, that's scary, but then you start small and you build up and you build up, and then you're able to complete that task, and then that's such a bonus for you. You feel such a good rush from completing the task. So that's mental and physical. Like, there's not many sports which give you all that rush at once, and it's such an overlooked fact about parkour. Nobody realizes that it does, what the good it does for you. It's such a unique thing. There's nothing like it as far as a philosophy and lifestyle goes. Like, I find that most people who do parkour behave and act in a certain way as well, and it's such a positive influence on your life. Like, I think everybody should try it at least once.